Welcome to Nexus Science 42. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell. Like and share to help us reach more curious minds like yourself. The Doomsday Clock, measuring humanity's proximity to global catastrophe. In a world increasingly shaped by the interplay of technology, politics, and environmental challenges, few symbols are as evocative as the Doomsday Clock. Maintained by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, the clock is a metaphorical representation of how close humanity is to annihilation. Its midnight hour symbolizes global catastrophe, be it nuclear war, climate collapse, or other existential threats. First introduced in 1947, the Doomsday Clock has become a powerful barometer of humanity's ability or failure to navigate its most pressing crises. This article explores the origins of the Doomsday Clock, its historical adjustments, and the factors influencing its ominous proximity to midnight. By understanding its implications, we can better grasp the urgency of collective action in the face of mounting global risks. Origins of the Doomsday Clock. The Doomsday Clock was conceived in the aftermath of World War II, a time when the specter of nuclear warfare loomed large. Founded by scientists who worked on the Manhattan Project, the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists aimed to educate the public about the dangers of nuclear weapons and advocate for peaceful solutions to conflicts. In 1947, they unveiled the Doomsday Clock on the cover of their magazine, with its hands set at 7 minutes to midnight. The clock was an artistic and scientific attempt to distill complex geopolitical tensions into a universally understandable image. It encapsulated the existential threat posed by nuclear weapons, which had the potential to annihilate life on Earth within minutes. Adjustments through the decades. Since its creation, the Doomsday Clock has been adjusted 25 times, reflecting humanity's shifting relationship with existential threats. Each adjustment is made by the Bulletin's Science and Security Board, a group of experts in nuclear science, climate science, and international relations. The early years. The nuclear threat. In its first decades, the clock's movement was primarily influenced by nuclear proliferation and arms control agreements. In 1953, the clock was set to 2 minutes to midnight, the closest it had ever been, following the testing of hydrogen bombs by both the United States and the Soviet Union. Conversely, the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, START, and the end of the Cold War in the early 1990s pushed the clock back to 17 minutes to midnight, its most optimistic position to date. The expanding scope of risk. In the 21st century, the scope of the Doomsday Clock expanded to include non-nuclear threats. Climate change, cyber warfare, and emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, now contribute to its setting. The recognition of these interconnected dangers underscores the complexity of modern existential risks. In 2020, the clock moved to 100 seconds to midnight, reflecting a convergence of threats: nuclear tensions, insufficient action on climate change, and the destabilizing effects of misinformation and cyber attacks. This position remains its closest to midnight as of today, signaling a precarious moment in human history. Key factors influencing the Doomsday Clock. The movement of the Doomsday Clock is shaped by three primary factors: nuclear weapons, climate change, and emerging technologies. Each presents unique challenges, but their interconnected nature amplifies the urgency for action. Nuclear weapons and geopolitical instability. Nuclear weapons remain a central concern of the Doomsday Clock. Despite treaties like the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, the modernization of arsenals by major powers, and the emergence of rogue actors heighten the risk of conflict. Escalating tensions in regions like Eastern Europe and the Korean Peninsula further exacerbate these dangers, underscoring the fragile state of global security. Climate change, a global crisis. Climate change has become an equally critical driver of the clock's movement. Rising temperatures, extreme weather events, and environmental degradation pose existential threats to ecosystems and societies. While international agreements like the Paris Accord represent progress, insufficient global cooperation and slow implementation of measures leave humanity vulnerable. Emerging technologies and misinformation. Technological advancements offer immense potential, but also present significant risks. The rise of artificial intelligence, autonomous weapons, and cyber attacks introduces new dimensions of vulnerability. Additionally, the spread of misinformation undermines public trust and destabilizes democracies, complicating efforts to address global challenges. The symbolism of midnight. The metaphor of midnight on the Doomsday Clock is both haunting and galvanizing. Midnight represents a point of no return, a moment when humanity's actions have led to irreversible consequences. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of human civilization and the profound impact of collective decisions. However, the clock is not merely a symbol of despair, it is also a call to action. By adjusting the clock, the bulletin aims to spur dialogue and motivate policymakers, scientists, and citizens to confront existential threats with urgency and determination. Hope in the face of crisis. Despite its ominous message, the Doomsday Clock also reflects hope. Each moment that humanity avoids catastrophe is a testament to the power of diplomacy, innovation, and collective effort. Historical examples, such as the de-escalation of the Cold War and the adoption of renewable energy technologies, demonstrate humanity's capacity for resilience and in cooperation. Efforts to combat climate change, such as transitioning to clean energy and reforesting degraded landscapes, highlight the potential for meaningful progress. Similarly, international agreements to regulate nuclear weapons and ethical frameworks for AI development show that global collaboration is possible. Conclusion: the Doomsday Clock is more than a metaphor. It is a mirror reflecting humanity's challenges and choices. Its movement toward or away from midnight depends on collective action to address nuclear threats, climate change, and the ethical use of technology. As we stand on the precipice of unprecedented challenges, the clock reminds us of the stakes involved in our decisions. It is not an immutable prophecy, but a call to steer the course of history toward a safer, more sustainable future. The question remains, will humanity heed the warning of the Doomsday Clock, or will it allow the hands to inch closer to midnight? The answer lies in our willingness to confront these existential threats with courage, cooperation, and a commitment to the survival of our shared planet. Thank you for staying with us. We hope you enjoyed it and see you next time.